I'm Corbett Wall with DV Auction, here with your feeder flash for Wednesday, January the 10th, and it's Denver stock show time right now. The National Western going on in Denver. That means big production sales, big showings of your purebred breeding stock show specials going on. I remember when I was a kid, we sold cattle in the original bell ringer. Now they've coined that phrase with Superior's video sale that in conjunction there, but all your sale barns in the general vicinity, and that's a big vicinity, having big specials, and it's the time of year. But Centennial and Fort Collins had a big sale on Monday, over 6,000 head. Torrington's going to have 7,000 on Wednesday here. Winter Livestock in La Junta is having a big sale, 5,000. La Junta Livestock Commission there in La Junta is going to have a big sale. But just big sales all in the western area out there, and when Denver stock show's going on, that's a big deal in the cattle industry. I also wanted to share this picture here that a friend of mine that was lucky enough to get to go to Nashville to the Farm Bureau meeting there, and where Trump spoke on Monday. He sent me this picture of Trump signing this directive to make it easier to get broadband internet in rural areas, which will help the farming communities. But Trump was also talking a lot about getting rid of the death tax, getting rid of the United States waters regulations there that's helping guys get part of their farms back. And people were really excited to have him there, and the farming community and rural people were really excited for Trump and everything he's getting done. Might pale in comparison to Oprah giving a speech on sexual harassment to a bunch of drunken liberals there that got a standing ovation. But also, don't shortchange Oprah. I remember whenever Paul Engler with Cactus Feeders drug Oprah down to Amarillo for a lawsuit, and she was there for months, and the whole town, the whole community in an area that's based around cattle feeding really just sold out and stood in line to go to her recorded shows there in Amarillo, and she packs a big punch, so don't just discount her. But let's look at the cattle market again here. The board on Tuesday, February live cattle futures up 45 cents after being down big earlier in the week, settling on Tuesday at 117.67. March feeder cattle up 82 cents on Tuesday at 142.75. Now your January spot feeder cattle was down 97 cents. Remember, I told you I thought there was going to be a rally in it, but it's just, you know, our cash feeders are going down and then trying to meet it somewhere. But it was down nearly $1 on Tuesday, which is opposite from what you would think it would do, because that's got to get together here real quick. But settling with January feeder cattle at 145.47. I did have a little bit more fat cattle trade on Tuesday after having some Monday trade, which you never see, but did this week. But 192 in eastern Nebraska, that would be $1 to $3 lower, and you might think that 192 is better than the 120 that they had on Monday on a live basis. But I tell you what, these cattle aren't yielding like they normally do, and carrying quite a bit of tag. But that was 62.5% dressing percentage. That is 120, and a lot of your guys in eastern Nebraska would probably rather have the 120, because their cattle probably won't make that much with all the mud that they're carrying. But looking back at Monday, they sold 31,200 head, and I'll challenge you to find a Monday when we had that much direct trade in the 5-area feeding region. But over 23,500 sold live from 119 to 121, mostly all at 120, because the weighted average on those was 120 and a penny. Not very much dress trade on Monday. Like I said, they did that on Tuesday, but just about 1,700 head on Monday from 191 all the way up to 195, but the weighted average was 193.12 on a little bit of dress trade they had on Monday. Box beef cutout values stronger a little bit again on Tuesday. Choice cuts at 210.49, that's up 29 cents. Selects up 32 cents at 203.69. That choice select spread is less than $7 now. Remember, it hadn't been but a month ago or so that it was $25 plus. But look at your feeder markets on Tuesday, late in the day. Your real-time index on Beef Market Central based on the 800-pound steer, setting at 151 even. That was down 237. Now your CME feeder cattle index figured the same way on Market News' information, was sitting at 152.42 on Monday, and it's just been going just like it should. It's been following your real-time index about a day all along here, and then it'll be down a couple bucks the next time it comes out. But that's still a pretty good premium to what your January spot feeder cattle contract is at about 145.5. But look at your markets on Tuesday. OKC West had their calf sale, 5,500 head. Now they're back into full gear after being really light on receipts through the holidays, and didn't get going good last week even, but it was awful cold. But sharply lower on your calf markets compared to a light test that they had last week. And of course, it's been a long time since I had a sale before that. But I tell you what, the way this bearish tone that we've got in the cattle market is working on these feeder cattle and working on the calves too. But getting up into that northern country and close to where the stock show specials are, and they're maybe bleeding on to help the receipts there too. But Gordon, Nebraska, if you look there on Tuesday around 5:30 in the early evening there, look at this calf quote: 100 head of 496-pound steers, might as well say 500-pounders, at $215.50. That's nearly $1,070 a piece. That's making you think of years past here when we really saw those record prices up there. But that's a great quote out of Gordon, Nebraska. But look at Philip, South Dakota on Tuesday at about 5,000 head for their sale. But 3 loads of 830-pound steers right there on Cattle Market Central bring 153 1/4. But on the road here in central Kentucky, that's your feeder flash for Wednesday.